Hi everybody. Today I got a little bit of a warm-up for you. I know obviously with the video it's a little tougher for us to have the discussion in person since I'm obviously not here. But just to begin today, we want to talk about what would you look for if you were to graph a linear system. So going back to 7.1, how would you identify the solution to the system? What would we be looking for? So take a couple seconds here, pause the video if you want, and think to yourself about what that would be, what you would be looking for there. Okay, hopefully when you took your second to think about that here, you remembered that you were looking for when those lines crossed and that you were looking for that point where they crossed. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this linear system here. So I'm going to use elimination. It doesn't tell me what method I need to use, so I get to pick. So if I multiply the top one by -1, I notice that my x's both have 2's, and all I need to do is change the sign. So I get -2x minus y equals -5. Now that I have same signs, or same number opposite signs, I can add, well, 2x plus a -2x, well, that's going to give me 0. And y plus -y gives me a 0y equals -4. So really what I end up with is the statement 0 is equal to -4. And hopefully by now you guys are going, whoa, something's not right. That doesn't even make sense. 0 is not -4. 0 is 0 and -4 is -4. So this is not true. Hopefully you guys aren't going to disagree with me with that. And this is what we're going to call as our no solution. If you get a not true statement, that means that there's going to be no solution to the linear system, meaning these lines do not cross anywhere. What we're ending up with is we actually have parallel lines. If you don't want to write out no solution, remember you can use your no solution sign, just a 0 with a line through it. Let's take a look at another example here. If we were to solve this linear system, again, -2x, -4x, that's a pretty easy one. If I multiply both of them by -2, or the top one by -2, I'll end up with a positive 4x, and I can run elimination there too. So I get 4x minus 2y equals -6. Add them up, I end up with 0x plus 0y is equal to 0. So now I get the statement 0 is equal to 0. And hopefully you guys will recognize that this is always true. So that means it doesn't matter what x is and what y is, this statement is going to be true. And it doesn't always have to be 0 equals 0. As long as you get a statement that is true regardless of x or y, 4 equals 4 ends up a lot, otherwise 0 equals 0 is a pretty common one, but it doesn't always have to be that way. This means that we have infinitely many solutions. Really what this is going to look like is that these two lines are the same lines stacked on top of each other. So here is kind of a summary of what we've been talking about. This first one on the left here, lines intersect at one point, then you're going to have one solution. If the lines are parallel, like the first example we went to, where we got a statement that is not true, 0 equals -4. Again, just like with our infinitely many solutions, it doesn't have to be those exact numbers, just as long as it is an untrue statement. Then you are going to have no solution. So those two lines are parallel, they'll never intersect. Then the last example we kind of looked at was the one on the far right here. Lines coincide, meaning that the lines are stacked right on top of each other. That means that we have infinitely many solutions. Those lines are going to run right on top of each other and be the same at any point on that line. So we're going to solve the system and interpret the results. So if we look at A, I am going to, and you guys can use whatever methods you would like. I really don't care whatever your preference is. If you're more comfortable with substitution, use substitution. If you're more comfortable with elimination, use elimination. I'm going to use elimination as I've stated before. Then this is probably one of my favorites. So I am going to multiply this top equation by 3. Because I look at my x's, 3x, I have -9x, I already have opposite signs. So I end up with 9x plus 3y equals -3. Add them up. -9x plus 9x is going to give me 0. -3y plus 3y is going to give me another 0. So I end up with 0 on my left-hand side. That doesn't just go away. Keep that in mind. So I end up with 0 is equal to 0. So that means that I'm dealing with infinitely many solutions. So again, 0 equals 0, always true regardless of x or y. This statement doesn't matter what the variables are. Then if I look at B, I already have opposite signs in my x's, and you can do this at y's. I just look at x's. They seem to be easy today to make match up. I multiply that by 2, so I get 2x minus 4y equals 10. And -2x plus 2x is 0. 4y plus -4y is equal to 0, so that entire side is 0. And 2 plus 10 is going to give me 12. That is never true. So that means we have no solution. Meaning the lines are going to be parallel. They're never going to intersect. And if we look at example 3, or I guess C, I've got 2x plus y equals 4, 4x minus 2y equals 0. This case, I have opposite signs in front of my y's. So I do have different numbers. I multiply this by 2 and I take care of those numbers. So I end up with 4x plus 2y equals 8. Add them up. 4x plus 4x is going to give me 8x. -y plus 2y, that's 0. And 0 plus 8 is equal to 8. Divide both sides by 8. X is equal to 1. And if I plug into my very first equation, I'm going to take 2 times 1 plus y equals 4. So I get 2 plus y equals 4. Subtract 2 from both sides. Y is equal to 2. Which means I have exactly one solution. and that solution is going to occur at the point 1, 2. So any of these are possible. You just have to go through the work and find what you can. So they'll kind of start mixing those in with your homework, and the only way to figure it out is to just work out the problem. There's your homework for today. If you guys have questions, let me know, so you guys can get to work on that. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Shoot me an email. I will try and check my email as much as I can while I'm out. But work with each other, ask a neighbor, and you guys really have the skill set already to be able to do these. Now we're just putting those little tweaks in there. So thanks for watching. I will see you when I get back.